For Kasia, it will be the first swim. It will be more like floating rather than swimming. You will see how it's gonna like the mud baths. So you will actually walk in between of the two lakes that are pink. They are pink because of salt-loving bacteria. They produce red pigment to protect them from the sun. There is quite a few small ones that are also pink, but those two are the biggest ones. Definitely there's some salt in them, but also unfortunately some plastic bottles and stuff like that, which doesn't smell very good from time to time. I wish that the people would have used their brains and basically not put rubbish everywhere that they want. There are bins provided everywhere, or just take it to the hotel and bin it there. Isn't that right, Kasia?
Definitely agree with you.
Good.
In that point. Only in that point.
So from the Pink Lake, as you continue walking towards the Dead Sea, you will see also another quite sophisticated forms that are visible sticking out from the sea. And you're actually walking on the salt fields all the way into the sea. And this is the bottom of the Dead Sea. From 1960, it shrank almost 33%. Every year, the surface level of the Dead Sea drops by 1 meter. And it's a huge environmental crisis. So our car is on the main road, well, near about it. We went slightly off-road in order just to park, and there is something like 20 minutes walk to the salt beach, and about halfway through you will find a pink beach. And we were the only ones actually in both locations. Only when we finished taking pictures somebody approached. So you will definitely have your time and you can do a lot of pictures without any disruptions for sure. Close by, just right here, you'll find a statue of Lot's wife, and it's one of the biblical sites on this side of Dead Sea and of this side of Jordan. As later on we will also see John the Baptist site and also Mount Nebo and Moses. And what was all about, you ask? So in the Bible it says that Lot and his wife and his family weren't supposed to turn around. They're supposed to walk straight without looking and without turning around. Behind them they heard screaming, terrible things were going on. Lot's wife, unfortunately, was so curious that she decided to turn around and see what was going on, and she changed into salt that we can see just up there. So off we go to the Dead Sea and to our hotel, and we will, well, I wouldn't call it swim, but definitely we will dip into the Dead Sea, and we'll try to stay afloat, but that won't be too hard, as you will see soon. Swimming in the Dead Sea is almost impossible. It feels more like floating. It's 10 times more salty than the oceans, and it's 34.2%. So we've noticed one crucial thing, that we've actually lost weight. It's definitely not the water, it's our perfect diet on this holiday. Don't you think? And you have to actually swim always on your back. Whereas if you swim the other one, belly down, your head will go underwater because of your flippers. So the best thing is actually to wear shoes for the sharp parts of the ocean, like in Croatia or in the Dead Sea, because I got actually hurt. You would think that it's almost impossible to drown, but when swimming on the belly, your flippers can force your head under the water.
No problem.
So along the Dead Sea you will find quite a few hotels, actually quite many hotels, where you can stay just by the Dead Sea and take a dip in there. Basically you will be floating all the time. And also you've got showers nearby to wash the salt away. So definitely it's worth to have a place like that with the access to the Dead Sea, as you've got all-in-one. And quite useful is to have actually shoes for the rocky and salty ground, because you won't be able just to walk in the water barefoot because it's too sharp and you will injure yourself. Salt is very, very sharp, especially in the forms that it takes. Where are you going?
To the UK for the benefit.
Yeah, let's swim to UK for benefits.
Universal credit time.
Beyond the Jordan and from the Damascus to the Tide. Now here we are in Bethany, this area called Bethany. Beyond the Jordan, which is mean across or behind the river, now the river at this direction. As I told you in the past, the river was a